Okay, people, Sade of Tuition Chat, and I'm going to get into a tarot card reading and other divination practices to get insight. Divination peels back the veil and gives us insight into the future, what's happening in the ethers to gain a better understanding of how to operate in our waking life. Okay? Probably do a video of divination. What is it? All that. On today's episode, though, we're going to talk about the masculine energy, the divine masculine, okay? So, if you think about numbers, the first number is the Most High God. The first split coming into two is man and woman, okay? And those are divine beings of the Most High. When you come into union and you're married, there is a priest that ordains the marriage. So it's acting as if it's the Most High, okay? So Adam and Eve were in the garden. Eating of the apple is where it led the woman out of the garden, which the man soon followed close behind. That is the design of men and women. Men follow woman's light. That's why they're physically attracted. That's why they look and they say things and they express and they compliment. They're created that way. There isn't a fine line between the two. There are boys that disrespect women. There are men that uplift women. You cannot place all masculines in the same category because not all of them are divine. Not all of them are scum. And scum in the sense of intentionally trying to harm women. Okay? Harming emotionally, spiritually, physically, etc. So the masculine is representative as the Emperor in the tarot deck. And let me actually pull that out. I did a pre-shuffle to talk about what's going on in ethers when it comes to the Emperor. And I end up getting the Nine of Wands, which represents a individual has 8 sticks around him and got one stick in his hand, one wand in his hand. Has a bandage across his head, like I feel pretty much defeated, but I still have a little bit of fight left in me. And then the Hangman. So with men not being able to be their most authentic male, masculine, passionate, authoritative selves, they have reverted to more of a wounded self and pretty much hung themselves. They haven't hung themselves. Society has hung them. And then with women adding fuel to the fire, it makes it even worse because that's what their likeness is to, is towards women. So, okay. Well, let me go ahead and show the Nine of Wands while we're at it. See? The wounded warrior. Like, at this point of what's going on in the world, I have to protect myself. So I will do a full reading, but I do want you all to see these cards because these are the pictorial representation of an energy. It's like artwork, right? Not everyone that looks at this at the same piece of artwork. Oh, here's the Hangman as well. Just stuck, like having to see things from a different perspective. However, some men are looking at it like, well, I'm just gonna opt to be by myself because it's too much. I don't know who I can approach. I don't know who I could talk to, compliment, none of that. Men compliment me quite frequently. And the ones that are respectful respect that I received the compliment. They're just like, I'm just thankful that you didn't like beat me up about it, or, you know, I wanted to say something, but I was feeling like maybe I shouldn't. I said, no, I'm appreciative. I know you're a man. I know that you appreciate me coming in with my feminine energy, you know? And the ones that have been disrespectful, I've politely, in my feminine essence, corrected them and let them know that that's not going to fly. And I've rarely had any pushback. I haven't had any pushback. None. So it's how you act and interact and handle things. Stop bucking up and feel like you want to fight a man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Ooh. First of all, let me just. So I've shuffled, right? I got the pre-message. So I know the direction in which the reading is going to go. I'm going through the cards individually to find the Emperor card so I can show you what he looks like in his essence. The Lovers, right? This is represented as the angel, as the Most High, the Creator. They're in the garden, right? Her gaze is up to the Most High. His gaze is over to her. He is following her likeness. The issue is some women are following darkness, succubus, incubus, just of lower nature, of fallen angel type of energy. And the men are following that. And the ones that follow that, they end up hurt, and then they end up hurting somebody else until they've healed themselves. You got to heal yourself. The next came out is the Empress. She is the divine feminine. She is all four queens. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. She is everything. She has reached the pinnacle of what it is to be a female, a feminine energy, a divine being. So she has this etched in stone in her heart. She knows who she is and how she displays herself. Her waters runneth over. She is expansive. She's usually represented also being pregnant, so she's fertile. Whether if you want to have children or not, you're fertile either in your womb or in creativity. And then as I wanted to get to the Emperor was right after. He right by his woman. Divine beings, kingdom spouse. See, he's sitting up in his throne, in a solid throne. It's solidified behind his back. He knows what's going on, 360 around him. This is kind of represented as a globe most of the time in tarot of, even though I might show some people this nature of being smooth and, regal, I could turn up on you. I got my armor on. I'm ready for war if I have to go to war and protect my family, protect my Empress. Because what protection does she really have? These are divine beings. This is this. Let me switch it over. The woman and the man. Divine beings. Number 3, number 4. The female has to get an understanding of herself and her connection to the Most High. So when that man is following her, he's not following into darkness. Confusion. This is what'll happen. What cup do I pick? Which one is which? I don't know. You have to get clear. The King of Swords is one of the kings that makes up the Emperor, just like the Empress. The Emperor consists of the King of Swords, the King of Cups, the King of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. The King of Swords is very stern and clear in understanding what he wants. Men are in charge of relationships. What does that mean? Men are the one that propose to women. I propose, I want to be with you, I want to take care of you, provisions, more excitement, enjoyment in this life. We're doing this thing together. They control relationships. Women control intercourse because we're receiving the man. And when you receive, whether that be physically receiving him, monetarily, his encouragement, whatever he's giving you, you need to be appreciative of it. Now, there might be some things that you want to change and add your 2 cents or whatever, where it could be improved. Find a way to do that in which it is of progression. If you barking at somebody, if you physically putting your hands on somebody, how can you sweet embrace your person when you've done all that? You can't take back what a person has saw, what a person has heard. You can't take those things back. Okay? Let's get into this reading because there's some more that was behind there, but I want to get into exactly like solutions. I'm very much solution based when it comes to like how we are and how we interact with one another, because it's too much of people displaying their hurt out here. And in the first video, I mentioned how this woman was very much like, yeah, all they want to do is control you. They just want to. Why do you feel caged by being protected? Because that control. How can a king in his empire protect, provide provisions, direction, if there's no control? There has to be a sense of control. If he's abusing that control and manipulating, that's a whole nother story. But there has to be some control there. Like, think about it. You have a whole business. If you don't know where your employees going and what they're doing, how are you running a successful business? Like, you got to make it make sense. Like, they don't want to come back from war of going at it with other men and other issues in society and come home and still have to fight. Where can that emperor take off his armor and know he's gonna be safe? Where? In the household. And if you're going at him fussing and fighting and strife, then he eventually is gonna be like, look, I gotta go somewhere else because I'm not the emperor of this palace. I don't feel loved. I don't feel, and that's even the thing too. As women, we show respect to our emperor, and that's a sign of love. We respect and lift him up because guess what? First of all, we're all figuring this thing out. We have religion and other texts that help guide us, our parents, our parental figures, our elders, that show us a way. However, nobody has all the right answers. They'll have a perspective in how you can handle your situation. Even the Bible is like that. If you're going through grief, if you're going through happiness, you're going through this, you can turn to these chapters and get some guidance. However, not everyone has the answer. So there's times where guys get down on themselves because they're doing it by themselves, especially if they don't have a partner that's really assisting them. That partner, the best really thing that you could do as a woman is, again, realize you're a woman, not stepping into the masculine role. Because women can step into it and be like, oh, I'm going to take care of this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do. You weaken the relationship. You weaken his attraction towards you because he wants to be the provider. You got to get that through your head. Stop trying to be the man and be the woman. Stop trying to be his mother and be his woman, his empress. And that looks like encouraging him, assisting him where you can, where that feminine energy is needed, and taking care of that man's base needs because his foundation is his home. Y'all gotta bring God back into this, for real. That's the only way. Because men are gonna be running out here just on these just weird emotions instead of actually wanting to bring in their cup of love and expression. I'm gonna bring up some lyrics to some of this older music because these men were really expressing themselves. I want to love you, the smell of your hair, the way you walk, the twisting, the sound of your voice, the sweet as honey. Like all of these sweet words and expressions of love, men have always done until society shifted into where we currently are, which is destructive. We only defeating one another. We gotta move forward. And the best way we can do that is to insert the Most High bring in that divine guidance and realize that we have a counterpart and start throwing away all this other nonsense. Dang, okay. I'll take those. I was going to shuffle and bring in this one card at a time. So this is the first card pull. It's the King of Cups and the Star. Okay. So, yeah, a little bit with what I was talking about before. To heal that Romeo, that knight in shining armor, that romance, the masculine is going to need a strong healing energy from the woman. For a woman to be in her light. This is a healing energy. Waters surround intuition, depth, emotion. He's holding cup of water, cup of love, and he wants to express and share his cup with his partner, with his divine partner. However, she has to be healed enough to show him the way, the North Star. To bring in balance. This is at the bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles. To be able to share that yin yang, which was expressed in the first video. Let me show you a picture in case you don't watch the first one. Yin yang. Black is yin, white is yang. They're pretty much full except for these dots, which are the opposite, which complete one another. You have to be pretty much whole before you think you can entertain and be in a relationship. That's why you're running around on fumes and not getting the fact that you must heal for you to have a healed relationship. And then lastly, on the bottom of the deck behind the Six of Pentacles is the Strength card. To be able to tame the beast, which is the man, the king, you have to be angelic. You have to fight. You have to search for the Most High. You have to return to the garden and realize women receive divine guidance. If you look at biblical, if you look at other historic facts, men have always either their Empress was that psychic, that spiritualist, or they invited a prophetess in to provide him guidance. But the respect for the woman's connection to the Most High was a lot different than it is now. And men also are losing their way in having that understanding. But for the men to be able to come in and express their love, women have to be able to be healed and lead him properly. He leads in the physical, we lead in the metaphysical. Look at that, the Emperor. Right there. Yeah, he seems stone cold. However, he has to be, because who's defending him? First of all, before we even get into his Empress, the family he's creating, all that, who's defending him but himself? Another man ain't really fighting unless it's his brother, his cousin, somebody real close, and it's an unfair fight. He's fighting himself, so he has to establish a solid foundation, so therefore he can provide and protect for his empire. Same messages coming out, y'all. Nine of Wands. He's hurt. It's like I still love women. I'm still attracted to them. I still want this divine partnership. But damn it, I'm hurt because everything I do is like, oh, you looked at me. Oh, you said something to me. Oh, you walked too close to me. Especially for the ones that's not doing it. Goodness gracious. I'm going to say some prayers for you, brothers, because I feel for you. I feel for the women's side too, and I'm going to go into that in the female energy reading. However, I do feel for y'all, because how can you roar and beat your chest when things that you do to express that is just like, no, it's too much. It's too aggressive. Basically, what these Looney Tunes want you to do is be something that you're not. And I'm big on people being who they are. Be 100% yourself. Because there's some times that I'm like 96, 93% of myself. But when I'm around people that accept me and love me, I'm able to get through that false evidence appearing real, those other barriers that I've put on my own self, and be able to move more authentically in myself, in my likeness. Okay, these two came out instead of one. So, 9 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Like, there's been men that thought they found their wish fulfillment, and it's been a backstabbing situation. There are some wicked beings here. There's some wicked women as well. So it's like, how do you decipher who's who? One way is stop displaying your wealth. Men, please listen. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. All the cups are filled, but then it's also a bit of gluttony, a bit of boastfulness and showing off. Like, look at all these cups I have. And I might have something else hidden, but I'm going to display this on the highest high so I'm in the center and you can see all of what I have. Guys, y'all gotta stop. You have to bring balance. Like here, like the bottom of the deck. 6 of Pentacles. You're giving to the poor and you're balancing things out, but this can become unbalanced when you have a being, a woman that is taking more than she's pouring back into you. And she's not pouring back into you with the same things you poured into her. She's pouring back into you with love, affirmations, care, nurturing, those things. You cannot display your wealth in which all you have, your creativeness, all of that on the surface. That's not to say to put a mask on. It's to say, I am this emperor. I'm protecting myself and my legacy. And I'm only allowing who is supposed to be there enter. Otherwise, you end up in a bad situation. 10 of Swords. And don't nobody want to be here. And this is along the spine. That's messing up your entire alignment. So you have to think to yourself, are you following the light of a woman or are you following lust? Because that lust is going to lead you down a bad path. How the lust comes in? By you shining your light on your wealth, so you attract those beings that are of that. The material world. The fallen angel. The 3D. The world without the Most High inserted. And not even inserted, running through the entire fabric of this experience. You have to cut out beings that they're not of the light. They're greedy. They're not showing their brightness. They're not showing hope. You have to see how these women interact with children, how they treat waiters, how they carry themselves, how other women embrace them. Are they too friendly with other men? You have to sit back and evaluate that. This 9 of Cups has his arms crossed, so it's also evaluating, processing what's going on around. Take some time and process. Stop jumping so fast. The king on the chessboard is the final piece. If the king is off the chessboard, the game is over. The king is so solid in his foundation, he only moves one square. Left, right, up, down, back, forth. The queen makes all those moves, so you have to ensure that you have an agile queen. that is balanced, that is of love, like lightness. The Magician, having everything you need to manifest what you would like. And this is right under the Emperor, right under the stability influence. The Emperor will be able to manifest whatever he would like to in his life once he is whole, once he has all of the pieces. Yin yang. A man is able to, I was going to say invest. He's able to invest more because he's already invested in his woman and being able to see the fruits of his investment. She's giving back with making a house a home, turning a seed into a child. Food items, ingredients, vegetables into food. That's what the feminine does, or what she brings to the table, since we're using those terminologies these days, okay? He'll be able to manifest whatever he likes. Fellas, emperors, guys, realize that what you're choosing is going to set you up for success or bring you down. We don't want to go down. There's some women that be trying to take men out, literally. This is a serious matter. Stop displaying your wealth like that. Stop showing them everything until it's at the point of, this is my guiding light. I know who this woman is. The Most High showed me who she is. You getting in these marriages where it's ordained by a human, acting as if they are the Most High, playing that role. You're going to be in a situation that's not going to have a good outcome, honey. Please hear me. I'm going to make some shorts of this because it's sad on both sides. We must heal. Judgment, right under, is this 2 cards? No. So Judgment, this is like I was going to say the last call for alcohol. The last call. The trumpet being blown. What have you decided? What have you done? And as you can see here, man and woman, their child, have you followed your divine purpose? Can I call you home? Is your spirit light as a feather? Man, you can be burnt out and tired from giving out your sexual energy too. You know, it's always the love of saying like how a woman is promiscuous and stuff like that. But men, you're becoming depleted, especially if you're ejaculating. You are becoming depleted in those situations where it doesn't fulfill you after. So you deplete yourself. Then you don't even realize that some of these women are doing additional things to hurt you. They're going to get a judgment call on them, but there are things that are done behind the scenes. Black magic does happen. It only can really come in if you aren't strong enough and your defenses aren't up, and if you're not praying, if you're not in prayer, if you're not in communion. Those things can seep in. You don't want your woman to be working against you. You want her to be using her ethereal tools, her connection to the Most High, to make better decisions for you and make calls to say, baby, I don't think you should go, over to the stadium today because I just got a bad feeling. Then you look back on the news, a deranged shooter just came through spraying. That's what you want. You want to pour into your woman so it heightens her intuition and her comfort to where she's able to protect you in the metaphysical. The men protects in the metaphysical as well, because men are also more in charge of dreams. Women are more kind of like the waking life, intuitive nudges, things like that. Women operate in the dream world as well, but it's, again, we aren't the same beings. We're of the Most High, but we're not the same. Okay, so with a man being able to share his cup of love by following a woman's likeness, ensuring that he's not just displaying his wealth, so he's not putting himself into bad situations. Men, Empress, fellas, the best way you can do this is to rest on it, meditate, contemplate. This looks like it's inside of a church because of how these windows are painted, these stained glass. But he also has his hands up in prayer. So whatever form of meditation that you get into for mental clarity, swords represents the mental, do that. Don't be in a rush or a haste to move in on something, because all that glitters is not gold. You can't see what's outside of this. You can only go inside yourself to gain answers. You can't go based off your vision, off of your hearing. You have to go inside, and when you go inside, guess what? You come into communion with spirit. So spirit can let you know. The Most High can let you know, hey, get out of there. It's a setup. All this glitters is not gold. This is not the one for you. Or this is the one for you. This is how you need to handle it. When you go into prayer, you need to go into those specifics of what you're looking for so you can gain answers and clarity. So rest. Stop being such in a rush. And he's fully clothed, so that just also makes me think of lust. Don't be so quick to take your armor off. Being exposed. Being vulnerable. Because you just want to. Because you also depleting your life force energy. And if you're just carelessly ejaculating your life force, what is that doing to your life force? It's depleting it. And you end up having to be with another woman to replenish it. That's the only way. The way that the energy was depleted is the way you pretty much have to replenish it. But you cannot replenish it again, spreading it across the lands. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords. So this is like information, insight, a bit of spying. So when you're resting to figure out what is the answer, you have to do a bit of surveying, that knowing, seeing that 360 all around you. What other information is out there? You don't have to be a full-on investigator, but you do need to be aware of the signs and synchronicities. Okay, you see these birds up here. What are the birds saying? What's the wind saying to you? You're walking on the ground. What things are you feeling about this situation? The gut. Four swords also could be like sickness, illness, also fasting. So when you fast too, you come into a tighter connection with the Most High, to where your gut instinct is going to be able to tell you, like, this ain't it. Get out while you can. Before you go into a 9 of Wands where you're hurt and you're defensive. You're not allowing anybody else in. So that wasn't your divine counterpart anyway. You're just wasting time on somebody else. Now you're so defensive you can't even let what's for you come in. Ain't that wild? Oh, it ends sweetly. The 2 of Cups. Where the man is coming in, expressing himself, sharing his cup of love. Again, so that judgment call. And we saw with the lovers, man and woman in the garden. So once you take it to the Most High and you ask who's who, and you can come in and make an offer, so you can build, you can invest, you can manifest. Man, that's what y'all need. You gotta stop moving so fast. Stop displaying. Yes, you want a woman to know that you could take care of her, but a real woman is going to see that in different forms and fashions. She doesn't have to see it by the car you drive. A car you can get in an accident. Is the car even paid off? Is the car actually one that can do something with? Can you even put some tools in the back? I never understood the sports cars. You know, I get it. Guys have their hobbies. Women have their hobbies, whatever. But, or however, I remember a childhood friend of mine saying like, oh yeah, this is such and such car, like, you know, check it out or something like that. And I looked at it and I was just like looking like to show that I'm looking, but I'm like, okay. All right. I'd rather have a truck or something, a little beat around that can move and do what it needs to do. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. Yeah. Yeah. So at the bottom of the deck, it's the Six of Wands, the Five of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Eight, I said the Eight, Strength, and the Six of Pentacles. So this is showing, you know, to have success, there's some things that you're going to have to leave behind. You're going to have to leave certain people, maybe other friends that may have displayed themselves as friends, but they're working against what you're going towards. You got to leave them behind because you have to focus on building your legacy, your solid foundation. And when you have a woman that is standing on her own twos and not allowing other men to come into the mix, passion can come in quickly. Because you should be feeling passionate with a woman that's exclusive, not a woman who's out here willy-nilly the party girl. Because all you're doing is inciting more of that type of behavior. Because other women that aren't strong are going to see, well, that's what's getting attention, so let me do it. You know? So you're not erratic because you're going to be always in a fight. If she's not stern, you're always going to be in some sort of fight because she's always going to have passionate offers coming her way. She has to stand on her own too when you're not present, so those things don't happen. Having the strength to know that this is my partner, I'm able to tame him, we're in this thing together. And I'm not giving out nothing to nobody else. I'm just not. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's going on outside for a second. Okay, I am back. Ooh. Okay, so where we want to go next? Keep thinking about this sexual tarot deck because you think about the chakras. Let me pull up a picture for y'all. Give you some visuals of the chakras. Okay, well, ooh, excuse me. I'll just display it like this, right? So they just stem from your root to your crown. And men mostly are tapped into their lower nature, their lower chakras. Women, we're more heart and up. Men are kind of the opposite. Again, yin yang balance, light day, black white. And so they tend to be more sexually charged than we are because, especially in a lot of communities, intercourse is demonized. It's bad. Don't do it. Ah. But it's like, how'd you get here? The Most High wants you to be in communion and intimacy with your divine partner, your kingdom spouse. Not everybody all willy-nilly. Not every girl around the block just because. Not that. The Most High is your marital bed. Have at it. But all this riffraff and all this stuff because you're pulling your energy away. A man literally enters the course of a woman's energy, and the same for women. You're sharing in that energy, and if you use it properly, it could manifest into something beautiful, whether it be creative sparks or actual child. So, don't look at it as a burden. Like, it's literally how we got here. You have to heal that if that's how you're thinking it is. It should be a job. You should want to receive that pleasure because he's loving you from that nature. A woman is going to love from this heart space. And when a woman is tapped in enough, she's going to be able to bring him into that heart space to where his chakras are raised and healed, and he's elevating up to his crown chakra as well. Balance. Okay. So let's get something on this King of Cups and the Star. So we have the Knight of Swords. So in this case, I think the first thing that came to mind, which, okay, it ain't too. I don't think I could show these on YouTube, so I'm going to just put these down. That one's not that bad. Some of the other ones are a little bit more graphic. This shows me that when it comes to communication, a lot of times women, you have to close your mouth and let the man speak. Men aren't just yippy yapping. So listen to what he's saying because it is thought out more thoroughly than how we display information. When we talk, it's like a piece connected to another piece connected to another piece. When men talk, it's just like flat, this is what it is, move about. Real men, right? So this shows like as he's grabbing her hair with a whip, like, shut up, listen. But she don't look like she in pain, like that's pleasure. Anyway, this Emperor. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck it says three of swords. And so with that, heartbreak could potentially happen in the household if a man doesn't feel like he's the emperor, he's able to speak. Like this man is literally playing a harp and rubbing on her leg and she's laying back in pleasure. And then here's the other woman looking sad and scraggered in the back, upset that he's giving attention to another woman. But it's like, you pretty much brought that on yourself. For the most part, men lock it in and realize because they're of their lower nature and they're connected to the earth and the physical, they're more likely and more apt to be like, okay, I want to get married. I want to go ahead and invest and start my life in this direction. Women being more ethereal, we're thinking, oh, yeah, we live forever. Spirit lasts forever. This physical body doesn't last forever. So, yeah, there is a time ticking to say, okay, where am I heading? Am I putting things in play that's going to head me into that direction? Yes or no? That's it. Yes or no? So, I'm just going to go ahead. Is this? No. Let me shuffle one more time. I wanted to ensure that. Well, I guess it could have been. Okay. So the Emperor is getting this Nine of Pentacles. And so with the Nine of Pentacles, he's literally cutting a piece of her hair as she's laying down in pleasure with her pentacle. Both of them have the same hair. It's like, in this case, he is wanting, like he's keeping a memento of this is who I want. And that's how emperors are when this is who their partner is. I cover up her nippies. Like, this is what I want. This is where it's at. My passion, fire, my passion burns for her. I look at her as an empress. You got the Knave of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and he's staring at her like she's nude with some heels on and some jewelry, like a wristlet. And he's in the back staring like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Right? And also the Knave of Wands. More passion. The passion is very apparent and is needed. Y'all. Yeah, Emperor can seem stone cold, but when he goes home, he wants to experience that passion. He wants to express his love to you. So the Nine of Wands and then the Five of Pentacles. He doesn't want to be left out in the cold, being hurt, left out in the cold, separate from his partner. Men, listen, women talk about like, oh, I want to live in his skin. Men be feeling like that too, for the most part, but they don't want to display that. They still have to display themselves as strong. But they don't want to be alone. Especially now we're moving into cuffing season. It's getting cold out. They don't want that. You don't want that. But you think you got all these options out here. You're going to be looking sad when the snow start falling. Then we have the Five of Wands. Yeah, so the Five of Wands on the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So, not displaying your wealth because it could end in a bad situation. And this Five of Wands, it literally, he's looking at them cheating. He's looking from out behind there and she laid up. And that's what could happen if you don't slow down and give it some thought. Fellas. And how this wand that's got fire on it, how it's sticking out, it's almost like a phallic symbol where he's standing, like it's on fire. That's another thing. Diseases, other energies All those things can happen if you don't take some time. Time is an illusion. Don't take too long. It really shouldn't take you that long. 6 months to a year or so of getting to know somebody. If you do intensive learning about the person and really getting to be around them, it shouldn't take that long. Okay, so being able to manifest anything, you want a partner that's going to look at you in the same manner. Like, she's keeping mementos of his socks, and look at the two lovebirds, and she's looking at pictures and memories of when. You want somebody to love and care for you as well. To express themselves as well. See how she's displaying that. What things are you seeing? What things are you seeing in the physical? What are you feeling in the spiritual? It's judgment. Death. Put it in to things that don't make sense. Time is ticking. Don't have your ass out here 55 years old like, oh yeah, I'm still up in the club, still doing this. No. Get with yourself, build your foundation with your family. That's what you need to be doing in that order. I don't care how many lifetimes you feel like you've lived through, it's the same story on repeat when it comes to men and women. We're supposed to get to know ourselves. We're supposed to connect with the Most High. Then we connect with our divine partner, and we build another layer to our foundation and build whatever we want to on top. Heaven on earth. So you have the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups. So this shows me kind of missing the keys and the clues of things. Avoid allowing other people to have you miss out on your spot, on your divine path and purpose. You'll know when you take time out to see who's who. Take time. Stop feeling like you gotta just give your energy to everybody. It's Page of Swords. It's the Two of Swords. So when you're doing your research and trying to see signs and symbols of what's going on, what is she also showing you? Is she giving you a little something? Okay, that might be a start. See how much of it and have a discussion. Is there balance being brought in? Or she just still stuck in your head to keep you around? Because some women can do that too. Keep you on the fence. But you also have to value yourself enough to say, like, look, I want this. You don't seem to want it. And I'm going to have to move around. So is this train leaving with you on it or not? Let me know. And then move about. Two of Cups. It's the Queen of Cups. Again, like I said, someone showing you that love and compassion. You need that. And not in the sense of a mother. You need that in the sense of that is your divine counterpart. Your divine counterpart. She's nurturing you. To bring her into your bosom, she is showing you unconditional love and acceptance. Okay. So I'm going to finish this message out. I'm going to get you some taboo cards, and then I'm going to get you a sacred geometry card, and then I'm going to get off this thing. Okay. So I wanted to get the message from the bottom of the deck. And that message is, endings. You fellas, you're the one that's going to have to bring the fire to end things. Because a woman can, like, in, whatever type of situationships or whatnot she has, yet this female could be at your detriment. The females that you don't need around you could end up harming you in the long run. So you have to address these things and not bring them into your relationship. Okay. You can see at the top, so the 10 of Swords. And outside, so she's crying because outside there's a whole nother relationship going on. At the bottom of that, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is the pinnacle, having everything. So he's sitting there admiring her. And she's got fruit and stuff across her chest. If you want to build that foundation of having your legacy, you're going to have to end those things that don't make sense. Stop entertaining that. To be strong, we're seeing strength again. Because you have your demons that need to be tamed. And the only way you can contain them will be with your Empress. And her being able to get an understanding of you. You shouldn't want every woman you come across to have the intimacy of who you are, to use that against you, to know all of your weaknesses. That's ridiculous. Because you would always end up failing. Because you got all these energies everywhere. You don't know who's doing what. You got a girl over here doing black magic. You got another one puncturing your tire. You got another one draining your bank account. Like, you got to make it make sense. Yeah, 2 of Cups. Because it's just you and you and them. We saw 2 of Cups here as well. 2 of Cups again. Yeah. And avoid being a playboy so you can be the King of Cups. With the King of Cups is going to bring in that nourishment for her because she needs to be nourished and cared for. That's how it is. All that rough and stuff, tough, no, it doesn't work. Trying to control her doesn't work. Let her be in her feminine essence and relax and pour into her. And she's going to pour right back into you. We have the King of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. And we also have the Queen of Cups. And of course, you're gonna see some passion. You know, something that's going to catch your eye. You got this Queen of Wands here. So he's looking. She's taking off her clothes slowly. He just like, I'm already naked. But you have to find that balance because, like, what do you want here? Do you want to just be following this Queen of Wands? You know, juggling back and forth between the Queen of Wands, or you want to build something stable? Ace of Pentacles. Building something stable. Legacy. Yeah. Using your intuition. Figuring out through those options who's going to bring in the sun. Who is your partner? And only you know who that partner is. Using your intuition to see your options. The seven of Cups is usually depicted as a bunch of different cups, and it's in the clouds as in the mental space. Which of those cups is actually bringing in your sunlight? And focus your energy there. Yeah, so the wheel will turn in your favor. You can bring in justice. You won't have situations of you being hurt or somebody trying to hurt her. Because that's what happens. When you keep those options around and you don't make it clear who exactly is doing what, you don't have to let them know this, hey, Sade is my woman. I got somebody. I'm not interested. I'm not pouring into you. Leave me alone. Because that's going to protect you, because there's always going to be the ones coming back lurking around if you keep those energies around. When you do that, you can move into your manifestation. So the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, 9 of Wands, and the Magician. Manifesting. Okay. I keep looking at these Sun and Moon cards. Okay. I'm going to do those and then I'll do the taboo. Damn it. Did I move this? Okay. Okay. So these cards, I do read them in reverse. Light and dark aspects. So what can we get on this? So let's do a few. So like options and defending yourself, trying to have success. The man is the controller of relationships, and therefore he has to ensure that he's cutting things out and making things clear, and also expressing to the woman that he is interested in that type of relationship. Because the other men are going to be looking and being like, well, that's my 9 of cups. That's my situation. Which, if she doesn't have enough awareness, she's going to miss out on her partner because it's something actually better for her. So, both ways. Yeah. Communication is key. You know. Okay, this one let it come out. Queen of Wands. So this particular card does not have a reverse aspect, but it's also dark, and it's our moon card, so darkness. This is what's hidden about the King of Cups following the star to bring in clarity, listening, processing. This is what I'm looking for. If this woman is a Queen of Wands in hiding, this is not going to be able to come in. Yeah. You won't be able to work with her. This is the Sun aspect. You won't be able to work with her. 3 of Pentacles. If behind the scenes, she's a Queen of Wands. If she's a Queen of Wands behind the scenes, that's sneaking, that's harlot, that's prostitution, that's a whole bunch of options. So the Queen of Wands has to be the Queen of Wands in the Sun, being able to see who exactly she is and how she interacts. The Queen of Wands is a very positive card. She's a manifestor. She's attractive. She's vibrant. But the dark aspects of her are the opposite of that. And again, taking time is the way you're going to be able to see what's what and who's who. You know. Now, don't have it where you get in another situation where you're communicating with someone that's checking off all your blocks and then you decide to still withhold. Don't do that, because then you can miss out on your blessings as well. You done gave this hussy over here everything, but now that you're hurt and you haven't healed, you don't want to give the woman that is actually there for you those same accolades. Don't do that. Okay, so now we have the King of Wands in the Moon aspect. So this is by on top of the Emperor, the 9 of Pentacles, the Knave of Swords, and the Knave of Wands, which is Page of Wands, Page of Swords. So if the masculine is a toxic masculine behind the scenes, giving out his energy to everybody, using his wand on any and everything, not providing truth and clarity so the woman isn't worried and misunderstanding, then you're going to have issues there as well. Knight of Pentacles. Again, King of Pentacles. All the kings add up to the Emperor. Now, the dark aspects of the King of Pentacles is somebody that may be withholding money or, financial abuse, things like that. Don't be like that. Balance it out and see who is who and who is worth the investment. If you don't find out who's actually an investment, you're going to waste your money, and then you're going to be upset that you did. And then when you come across a woman you actually want, you're going to be shunning her because you're going to feel like, oh, they're all the same. They're all the same. I'm going to get one more two more. And again, this was reversed and in the dark. So working with people, having toxic relationships, menage a trois, doing all this other stuff in the darkness is what's going to hinder your process of becoming an emperor. Because you got too many energies going around. And that sun aspect. Okay. So who can you have a good time with? Who can you party with? Who can you bring around your friends and family? Who can you build with? These cups have hearts in it. Who can you share your intimate moments with? That's going to let you know who's your empress. Because you have to think about it like this. It's for the long run. So the people that are already in your world, in your surrounding, you need for your partner to somehow have a good connection with them. It's not always going to be 100 the way everybody likes everybody, because that's just not how it works. However, you do need to be able to communicate effectively with those relationships. So okay, these two wanted to come out. So in the dark is the Knight of Pentacles, and then on top is the Queen of Swords. So what I'm getting from this is being hurt, left out in the cold. You are taking time to build yourself. This is in secretive. You're taking the time to build yourself. If a woman is quickly ready to cut you out, well, actually, this is a sun aspect. So the sun aspect of the Queen of Swords is stating clarity, understanding. If she's showing you this, you should be able to come out of this hurt and feeling left out phase. Because she's going to have the understanding. You just need to communicate effectively with her. She's always kind of known as like the stone person, in the king and the queen. But if you're expressing yourself clear to her of what your intentions are, you're not going to have any issues. Get one more. Yeah. So the King of Pentacles, if you're expressing to her what's going on, you're providing clarity, you in the darkness of you building whatever you're building, you're going to be able to come out on top as the King of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, good. Now I can just pull the card straight through. So, on top of this 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, glutton, and showing all your riches, with this 10 of Swords and this 5 of Wands, is the King of Swords. So, when you're looking behind the veil and behind the scenes, sometimes you can have information that's going to get you out of these situations, but sometimes you might have to keep it a secret. Withhold what your next moves are, because if that person is already doing things behind your back, what else could they potentially do? You have to get that in your mind, that when a person is going against who you are in the mission, they could go against other things and be plotting and planning other things, and you have to protect yourself. Because it's not always just a woman that you're dealing with. Sometimes you're dealing with her exes, baby daddies, other energies. In the dark, who are you investing in? Is this a good investment? Is it bringing you darkness and despair? Are you casting pearls to swine? What are you doing? And you have to get clear on that behind the scenes. So in the light, you can start building and creating. Because it shows like you can have strife and struggle and things can end, but you can always build yourself back up by keeping your cards to your chest, moving in silence, making investments that they don't know about. So when you come out of that situation, you can start to build yourself back up. Money can always be gained. Always. It's currency, it's flow of energy. It's a medium in between things to get what you want. Okay? So this Magician and this Six of Cups is the Two of Wands in reverse. So in the sunlight, clarity, you need to be making a decision on who you actually want. Who you want to manifest with. Because this side, you see there's passion, there's destruction, there's, I don't know, which woman do I choose? Select one and move about your life. Because if you don't, you're going to have issues. Which leads us over to Judgment and the Death card. Putting to death situations that are not fulfilling to you. They're not ordained. They're not of the Most High. In the light, who are you invested in? In the sun, who are you investing in? Let me get one more on that. That's the truth. Because you have to realize that yes, your cup can runneth over, but you don't need to be investing in all these different people because everyone has bills. Everyone has struggle and strife. You cannot be everyone's savior. If it comes at a price of taking away from your partner and what your mission is. If you have so much overflow that you're just helping the needy, then fine. But you shouldn't be taking off of your plate, especially not her plate. The way she's feeling uneasy because you're giving to Sarah, Keisha, Lisa, Tommy. I said Tommy. Oh, Lord. Somebody might be giving to a man. I'm not saying that about you guys, but we know what's going on the planet. Anyway, so there's Four of Swords and there's Four of Cups. Yeah, so resting, seeing where you actually need to be paying attention to, and in the dark, stop building a house where there's no home. Stop building a house where there's no home. The foundation is turned upside down. Who is bringing you love and assurance? It comes a time where you're going to have to be choosing between the angel and the devil, or the fallen angel and the angel. Who is actually who? And you have to decide that in the sunlight. Who's who? Because you know you want your foundation to be of a family. You see people in the background? Happy, happy, joy, joy. So that's what you actually want. And we got 444. If that's what you want, in the sunlight, you have to show up and show out for who is actually for you. You can't be quiet about your destiny. And again, you don't have to express this is my person. I got a poster I got to do. No. It's just when other women try to come and approach, and on the female side too, no, I'm good. I already know. I'm married. I got more ordained spouse. I already know what's going on. You halt those things. And then with spying, getting information, collecting information, and seeing like, okay, is she sure about me? I don't know. Then asking, look, I'm looking to build. This one does have a reverse aspect. The sword is down, so that's not communication. So whoever is spying and is unsure, All right, I have no more words for you. Fellas, letting them know I have no more words for you. Got no more energy for you. You're a burden. You're a burden. I'm just carrying all this for you. Yeah, we can't work together. This isn't success. You aren't sharing with me. So let me hold back. Let me hold back. All right, this Two of Cups and this Queen of... Yeah. Fold them cards if it's not what you need. If it's not this love, if it's not that. Guys, you have to also use your discernment. And end things. Just make the call. Make the call. Hey, this is a wrap. This is the done deal. And we had 10 of Swords up here too. See what she's following. See how she maneuvers and lives her life. Because you want success. And express this in the light. I want marriage. I want unity. I want my divine partner. Yeah. So that love could come in. Ace of Cups, overflow, new love. All right, sacred geometry card. This gives you a little guidance to, it could be a word, it could be a sentence, it could be the picture that allows you to heal, because that's what it's all about. It's healing. Snap. I did say I was going to pull some taboo cards. Let me do that first. So we got sit up, stomach, abdomen, exercise, muscle, floor. Okay. And fingerprint, hand, mark, evidence, crime, dust. So what I'm getting for this is exercise your intuitive muscle, because there's only going to be one person for you. They have a unique signature, a unique fingerprint. Swelter, heat, perspire, hot, and temperature. And allergy, ragweed, sneeze, hay fever, reaction, pollen. Are they turning your temperatures up? Are you feeling good, or are there aggravation? Lawyer, attorney, courtroom, sue, arrested. And laugh, haha, chuckle, giggle, joke. Can you laugh with this person? Can you enjoy it? Or do you feel like you're always on the stand? How do you feel? Bookie, gambler, bets, sports, illegal, money. Covenant, nun, lives, sisters, religion, home. Wow. So who are you willing to take a bet on? Because some people are betting on you, but they're creating covens behind your back, plotting against you. So what type of home do you want to have? That's for you to decide, fellas. Cactus, grow, needles, desert, plant, sharp. Then we have dark room, photography, develop pictures, light, film. So what I'm getting from this is, when you're having this pain and this issue, go into solace. Go into meditation to figure out where is your next step, so you don't hurt yourself. And from the dark room, you will see who's the light. It's the last one. Opera, singers, Madame Butterfly, phantom, stage, soap. Then we have Navy, ships, ocean, army, sailor, armed forces. So, who is going to be able to stand your waves? Are they putting on a show? Or can they actually withstand struggle and strife? You have to figure that out by different situations. Don't try to create unnecessary situations. Situations will present themselves, and if you feel like they're not really presenting themselves, pray and ask your angels. First of all, ask the Most High. The Most High sends the angels to do the legwork. That's just how it works. And see if they're able to face these challenges. All right. Okay. So we have phase mandala number 2. Let me pull out a book for this. Cycles movement. Living in cooperative balance with movement through cycles is the message of this card. We watch the moon as she rolls around the earth and shows us the faces of her phases. We experience the cycles of nature in the turning of the seasons and the phases of matters as solid, liquid, and gas. We cycle from childhood to adulthood to midlife to elder within the movement of humanness. Conception, manifestation, completion, everything moves in cycles and begins anew. Mindful advancement through phases gives personal symbolic meaning in any event. Look to the underlying energy and movement rather than the actual event. On some level, a physical move or new job or creative project, a birth or expansion in a relationship is similarly energetic. Each involves your intention to move toward new possibilities and fruition of your personal dream. Each represents a phase in the cycles of your life, experience, and spiritual growth. Each moves you towards the evolution of your vision. Honor the progression of movement in your current situation. Realize you may not be able to reverse phases, however, you can move with them. So, talked about manifestations and phases. The center card in this spread is the Magician. Also, I mentioned yin yang. That is a constant flow. It symbolizes a circle, light and darkness. You can't erase the past, but you can heal from it and move forward. And 10 is the Divine Mother. We spoke earlier about, childhood traumas and how that influences our life, those relationships. Let's see what this card is offering us. Divine Mother Celebration Activation. Fire is also the masculine element. The opposite of that is water, which is a feminine element. Here we celebrate the Divine Mother. She is the divine creatrix who abides in the heart of every being. She champions compassion and compels forgiveness. Divine Mother is a vital, dynamic, and powerful reality, honored by cultures around the planet. Named Gaia, Pachamama, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Isis, and Green Tar, just to name a few. A modern-day personification of vitality, Indian-born humanitarian, Achmachi is regarded by many to be an incarnation of Divine Mother and is often referred to as the Hugging Saint. She has spent most of the past 25 years celebrating life by hugging anyone who approaches her. Choosing this card celebrates the divine feminine aspects of God within you and asks you to activate your direct knowledge of self as pure, luminous, all-pervading non-duality. This remembrance sets in motion the awareness that there's no separation. You're an integral part of Spirit. Take a few moments of your day to celebrate your recognition of oneness with Spirit. Know that you activate this awareness Know that as you activate this awareness, you help bring about greater understanding that we as human beings are are not separate, but rather interconnected and one with all creation. Thank Divine Mother and the celebration of oneness. Recognition of Divine Mother in you may help replenish your faith in oneness. Oneness, man and woman. This is the Divine Mother, but she also mentioned duality. We have both of those energies within us that we can activate. How we present ourselves in the physical is physical. You aren't shifting the physical. There are phases in which the physical can change. However, we don't change in those phases unless we are off the planet. Physical phase changes are go from solid to liquid to gas. There are some intermediates in between those, like melting, freezing, sublimation. Anyway, so with these phase changes, it's saying that, guys, you must get into balance and realize who your connection to your mother is, what phases are you entering to get out of karmic cycles. Aren't repeating those same things over and again, because women can get you into karmic cycles as well. They could also be attached to men. They get you caught up. And using that information to build a better you, and ensuring that you keep people around you that are in the highest light, because you are the company you keep. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it gave you some insights and some direction to how to maneuver. Fellas, you are loved. You are love. I appreciate you, all that you've done, past and present and in the future. We need you. We want you. We love you. So, like, share, subscribe, drop some comments. I think I'm going to do some shorts on these as well. The number 3 will be the feminine energy. I'm going to take a little pause, but I'll be back.